Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's video, I am actually doing an Etsy shop critique for the store called Lover of Earrings. Now, if this is your first time watching my critiques and you would like to win one for the year 2020, I'm actually going to be choosing 1 to 4 Etsy stores to do every single month. So if you're interested in possibly winning a critique, all you have to do is sign up one time. I will leave the link in the comment section below if you're interested in signing up. Now, if this is your first time visiting my YouTube channel and you want to learn how to grow an impactful Etsy business, don't forget to subscribe today. Don't forget to show me some love by liking this video and leaving a comment below. So let's go ahead and get started. What I normally do when I do a critique, I just take a particular listing and I kind of break it down and talk about the Etsy photo. I talk about the title, the listing description, on-page SEO factors, off-page SEO factors, the curation of the store, and much more. And I break it down into sections so it could be a lot easier to follow. So let's go ahead and get started. So the listing that I picked is this one to do an audit on. So the first thing I always talk about is product photography. When you sell on an e-commerce platform like Etsy, whether it's eBay, Amazon, etc., your product photography is very, very, very important. You want to make sure that when somebody's looking at your actual picture, they know exactly what they're looking at. They know exactly what they're going to buy. There's no confusion. And looking at this photo, the actual product is getting cut off down here, so you can't see the full earring. And two, is so much distraction in the background with the flowers is taken away from the actual photo. So you have to be really careful when you are doing product photography. Sometimes less is best than adding so many elements in the background, because it is taking the focus out of the earrings and it's a little bit hard to see what exactly I'm looking at. So at first glance, my suggestion would be to redo your photo to make sure that you showcase the product and make sure that you remove any dizziness or the background is too dizzy at the current moment. I know when you click on the actual listing, you could see the earring completely. So what you would need to do is optimize the photo so it could actually fit, right, in the actual box. So the product is showcased properly. You do not want your photos to be cut off like all of these here. You want to make sure that your earrings are shown 100% completely. So that would be my first suggestion. The second suggestion is to make sure that you add more than one photo. I would say at least a minimum of 5 photos. And then I will also add packaging photos, the way that you package it. A lot of people are buying these for themselves, and a lot of times it's for a gift. So if they could see the branding, the packaging behind it, how the person will receive the package, that might make them more inclined to go ahead and buy from you. So packaging is really, really important. And also having a text image with some sort of call to action, telling the customer, click below to learn more about our products and services, or click to favor this listing. I'm telling the customer what to do next. So because you're in an e-commerce platform, is not an actual store that a customer's walking in, you have to tell the customer, hey, did you know you could click below to learn more about this product? And the longer that they engage with your products and services, the more the likelihood they'll go ahead and buy from you. So if you want to increase your engagement, you want to show your brand to a potential new buyer, you have to start adding call to actions, whether it's through wording or having a backlink. This is really important because it's going to help you increase your click-through rate. So having a text image that says, click below to learn more about these beautiful fall earrings, or whatever you want to call it, is going to make the person want to click to learn more. And the objective is that when they look at your photo, that's the attention grabber, right? They see the photo, they fall in love with your product. The next objective is that they click to learn more about your product, and then hopefully they'll go ahead and make the sale, right? Close out and get the beautiful earrings. So ultimately, I would definitely suggest adding more photos. One photo is not enough, especially when you're selling earrings. I would suggest having somebody wear the earrings, having a picture of someone wearing them, having them with a nice clear background, no distraction, making sure that's cropped in a complimentary way, showcasing the item, making sure the earrings are right in the middle of the photo, etc. But it's really, really important. Keep in mind that in 2018, Etsy did a survey, and 90% of people said that the main reason why they buy from Etsy or they purchase from someone from Etsy was because of the photo. It wasn't because of the review or the pricing. It was the first thing that they saw, which was the photo. So a great photo will definitely help you increase your sales overall. So that's the first suggestion. The second thing is with your title, right? So no longer you're required to do keyword stuff. And before, we would put, including myself, I have a lot of listings that I'm updating. We would put a lot of keywords in the title for SEO purposes, even if it didn't read correctly, even if the customer read it and they were confused on what exactly they were reading. It didn't matter. We did it only solely because of SEO purposes. But now Etsy doesn't want that anymore, because it does confuse buyers when they're looking at your potential listing and having all these keywords, one after the other. A lot of times doesn't make any sense. So what you want to make sure you do is that you keep your main keyword, whatever keyword you want to focus on, in the beginning of the title, follow with a short, simple description, and maybe, get yours today with a call to action. But just something very simple. Keep in mind, anything after a certain amount of characters does get truncated in the search results, and I'll show you what I mean. So right now, after dangle earrings, it gets truncated. So people are not going to see all these additional keywords at the end. So just having your main focus keyword in the beginning of the title, follow with some short description of what you're selling, and that's all you're going to do. You also want to make sure that the keyword that you're putting here in your title is the same keyword that you're using in your tags. And I don't see that keyword here. So you have as your main keyword fall color earrings, but I don't see that in you have fall as a one word, but I don't see it together. So you want to make sure that you optimize your listings for SEO. So that's one of the key requirements. It's a best practice, basically, having your main keyword in your title, in your listing description, as well as your tags. Now, let's go ahead and look at your listing description. And this is all you have. All you have is keywords only. So keep in mind that your photo is what makes people click, right? They find you, they fall in love with your photo, they click on your photo. SEO is how they found your actual listing, but your listing description is what makes them want to go ahead and buy from you, because it usually has everything and anything the customer needs to know about this particular listing. So it looks like you're not really filling out anything from your store. And if you want to grow a real business and take this business to the next level with your beautiful earrings, this is one of the things that you have to do. It's very incomplete right now, where you don't have anything on your listing description besides your tags. So making sure that your listing description includes everything and anything the customer needs to know about this listing, whether it's how to order, what's included, the shipping policy, cancellation policy, refund policy, if you have other matching items that go with this particular listing, etc. But having all this information is really, really crucial, because when the customer is browsing through your store, they click on the image and now they're ready to buy from you. They don't have anything to know about this particular listing. They don't have any information right now. So you definitely want to add a listing description. It's really, really important that you take that serious and add it in there. Another thing is, let's go ahead and talk about SEO, and then we'll come back to the listing description. I'm using eRank to do keyword research. And with eRank, it's free to use, or you could do the upgrade version of it, like I have the Pro, and it gives you more detailed information, which I highly recommend. Now, one thing that you have to make sure you do when you're doing keyword research is that you are using keyword phrases or long tail keywords that describes exactly what you sell. This is how you find people with an intent to buy that will buy from your store. And this is how you find people that are your ideal customer if you really don't know who it is, right? This is the quickest way to do so. But you'd want to stay away from keywords that are too broad or keywords that could be just pretty much anything and everything. So for instance, the word fall, that's too broad. When you go to Etsy and you type in the word fall, you're going to get everything and anything fall related. So you're basically showing your listings to a whole bunch of people. You might get the occasional like or the occasional click, but you're not going to get the sale that you want. You might once in a blue moon get a sale, but keep in mind that when you do that, you get a lot of impressions, a lot of views, maybe a couple of likes, but you don't get no sales. And this actually hurts your conversion rate. And if your conversion rate is low on a particular listing, the algorithm actually takes notice of that and it's going to say, hey, no one's really buying this listing. A lot of people are interacting with it, but no one's really, buying it. And that's how they determine whether you become a bestseller or whether you become a bottom, right? Like they'll put you in the bottom feed somewhere. So when somebody searches for that word fall with 874,000 listings, look at how broad that is. It's how many people you're competing with. Your key or your listing will be buried somewhere down here. So you have to keep that in mind. Using keywords that are too broad are not in your favor because now you're showing it to anybody and everybody. You're not targeting your ideal customer. And a lot of keywords that are very broad, like fall, brass, brown, emerald, gold, all of these. Youthful, a lot of these keywords, majority of them is so competitive, these keywords, that the cost per click, even though we no longer could see the cost per click, if you were to run an Etsy ad, your cost per click is going to be expected very high. And this is why a lot of people, when they do Etsy ads, they might say, okay, I want to spend $4 a day on ads. And their ads are they get like 3 clicks and the ads are gone. Like they already spend their whole budget and they're like, well, I don't understand why I spend my whole budget just on 3 clicks. It's because they're using keywords that are so broad that the cost per click is so high. So the money just runs out. So you have to keep that in mind. I would definitely redo your entire keywords, even keywords like this, handmade earrings. The monthly search volume is so low compared to the competition. It's not worth it unless you're a bestseller. If that listing is a particular bestseller for that keyword, I wouldn't change it. But if you're not, then you need to change it, because what you ultimately want is find keywords that have a high monthly search volume with low competition. That's what you want. And right now with handmade earrings, look at how many people you're competing with. 639,000 other people. That's really, really high. So therefore, it's not a good keyword to have. So you would definitely need to redo your keywords. Like I said, stay away from keywords that are too broad. Stay away from keywords that have no search lead monthly volume. That means that no one's really searching for those keywords. So there's no point of you using those keywords. And make sure that you use keywords that describes exactly what you're selling. And the best way to do so is you could sit down, come up with 10 to 15 keywords that describes what you're selling, and then you do keyword research. You will go to tools, keyword tool, and from there you will put in every single keyword that you came up with, and this is going to give you 100 new keywords that people are searching for or people are using on Etsy. And from there, you will look at keywords that have a high average monthly search with the low competition. Those are the keywords that you want to use on your actual listing. Once you find the new keywords, then you want to come back and you want to optimize your listing. You want to use the keyword that has the highest monthly search volume with the lowest competition as your main title, as your main keyword in your title. And then you want to optimize your listing description with the keywords, but you don't want to do keyword stuffing. So just keep that in mind. Keyword stuffing is frowned upon Etsy. So make sure that if you have additional keywords or additional listings that you're doing keyword stuffing, that you change that as soon as possible. So let's go back to your store. Oh, I actually wanted to check your category. So category, you are doing good. So that's good. And then let's look at your attributes. So these two are good. Copper is good. I don't know if this is for a holiday as Kwanzaa because you did put it as a fall earring, but then you have it set up for Kwanzaa as the holiday. I don't know if that's correct. I will remove that. Also, attributes act like tags. So keep in mind that you want to only choose the right relevant attributes. You don't want to just choose an attribute to choose one because it does hinder your conversion rate as well. If you use the wrong attributes and people are finding your products but no one's really buying from you, then Etsy will take note of that. So just keep that in mind. Just using attributes that are relevant to your products and services. So let's go back to your store. So the next thing I want to talk about is your actual banner and then the curation of your store. So I do recommend having a new banner that displays your products better. I feel like this banner is not doing you any justice because it's cutting off your beautiful products. I can't see them, you see, to the fullest. So I do recommend having a new banner. You could do them on Fiverr. You could do it on Canva. You could hire someone if you're not really good at it. There's so many options nowadays that you could hire someone on Etsy to do it for you. But I do recommend creating a new banner that doesn't cut off your actual products. I recommend investing in a logo because if you want to separate yourself from everyone else that's doing the same thing as yourself, selling earrings, especially because earrings is a very saturated market on Etsy, having a logo will separate you. There's so many stores out there that don't have one. So right there, just having that one thing is going to make you look way different than everyone else. And then good job for having a photo of yourself. That's really great. I do suggest adding additional products. 12, 13 products is not enough. Not to say that you need 1,000 either, because I've seen stores that have very few items and they sell a lot. But these stores are one of the few, right? And they do a lot of marketing. They have amazing photos and they market the crap out of their stores, right? So you don't necessarily have to have tons of listings, but I do suggest adding a little bit more, at least 50 to start off, so you could have more variations of stuff. And another thing I suggest is making sure that all your photos are cohesive to one another. So if I saw this one here, this listing here, and if I saw this one, this one, this one, and this one in the search results, I wouldn't say, oh, these are all coming from Lover of Earrings. I wouldn't think that because it looks like it's from 5 different stores. So if you want to grow a brand that people start recognizing and knowing who you are, the first thing is making sure that your photos are cohesive, that you have branding in place. So you could look up branding on YouTube. You could go to Pinterest. You could Google it. There's so many branding articles out there. But branding is simply having a set of fonts, having a aesthetic, like a color scheme that you pick. And everywhere you promote your store, whether it's on Etsy, whether it's on your social media, whether it's on your newsletter, you have the same aesthetic all throughout. That way you start building up your brand. When you build up your brand and you become a brand, instead of charging $17, you'll be able to charge for the same earrings $57. You'll be able to triple your money's worth because your people will be paying for the brand at that moment. It's almost like somebody buying Starbucks. You know, they're okay spending $6 on a coffee. But if they went to the local coffee shop around the corner that just opened, they're not okay with paying $6 because they don't know who you are. They're okay with Starbucks because they're paying for the brand. And you kind of have to keep that in mind. A lot of your photos, your products look beautiful. A lot of them are getting cut off. A lot of them have a distracting background that takes away from your actual products. So fixing that is very, very important. And making sure that you take the time to fill out your shop announcement, making sure that you take the time to fill out your about me story, right? Making sure that you take the time to fill out your listing description. If you want a business in Etsy to be successful, all these little things that Etsy gives you as a shop owner to fill out, make sure that you take the time to do so. Make sure that you have a niche statement. Make sure that your vision comes across. When people see your pages, they understand what exactly you do. Your actual Instagram account is very, very cute, by the way. So I'll follow that. And making sure that when you have a logo, because you're not the brand, is Lover of Earrings, that's your brand. Making sure that your logo is here, and then when people go to Instagram, that your logo is also here as well. That's being cohesive across all platforms. And that's branding, basically. So that's ultimately what you want to do. And this is going to really, really help you separate yourself from everyone else out there that has an earring shop. And earrings or selling jewelry on Etsy is very, very saturated. So you have to think to yourself, what makes me different from everyone else? Why should people buy from me versus the other millions of stores that are selling earrings or selling handmade, beautiful items like myself? So that's what you have to think about. I think your most important thing that you will have to work on now is product photography, SEO, listing description, and optimizing your whole entire store for SEO. Start with that little by little. And then from there, you could build up and start adding more products and more services to your actual store. But starting with that will be the basics. And that's going to really help you a lot, because if you optimize everything with SEO and you do it correctly with the right tags, you should see a visibility in traffic and hopefully in sales as well. So if you have any questions, guys, feel free to leave a comment below. And thank you everyone for watching.